Hello students, today's class we are going to talk about Pythagoras theorem. The Pythagoras theorem, it is actually an idea or a formula that was brought forward by a person by the name Pythagoras, and that's why it came to be known Pythagoras theorem. That's why it came to be known as Pythagoras theorem. This person by the name Pythagoras came up with an approach whereby if you have a right angled triangle, if you have a right angled triangle, so a right angled triangle is a triangle with an angle of 90 degrees and two acute angles. So if we can label this as maybe A, B, and C, those are the sides of that particular right angled triangle, Pythagoras came up with an approach whereby this side that is labeled C, which is actually the longest side, which is also known as the hypotenuse, it can be obtained as the sum of the two shorter sides squared, and from that particular approach we can say that C squared is equals to A squared plus B squared. So that longest side squared, it is the same as the sum of the two shorter sides squared also. So this formula came to be known as the Pythagoras theorem formula. So if you are given any two sides of a right angled triangle, you can be able to determine the other side using this kind of a formula. So like for example, if you are given a right angled triangle whereby you are told that this is 3 and this is 4, and you are told now, can you find the side maybe labeled C? You should come here and you note that if this angle is 90 degrees, this is the longest side. Remember, the longest side does not come into contact with this side for 90 degrees. This side for 90 degrees, it touches the base and the height, but it does not touch the hypotenuse. So if we are looking for the hypotenuse here, we can simply come here and you say C squared would be equal to 4 squared plus 3 squared. Therefore, C squared is equals to 16 plus 9. Therefore, C squared is equals to 25. And therefore, C is going to be equal to the square root of 25. C will be equal to 5. That is the Pythagoras theorem. You can also be given a scenario whereby you have the right angled triangle like that, but now you have been given this side is 11 and maybe this side is 8. Now you are told to compute that particular uh, uh, distance or length. You need to come here and notice whatever we have been given is the hypotenuse here. So we can come here and we say the hypotenuse squared, which is 11 squared, is normally given by the the sum of the squares of the two shorter sides. So it's going to same as 8 squared plus h squared. And therefore, if we can do this, we can simply say that 11 squared minus 8 squared is equals to h squared. So you realize that 11 squared is actually 121 minus 64 is equals to h squared. You will find that 121 minus 64 is actually 57 is equals to h squared. Therefore, h will be equal to the square root of 57, and h here will be what? 7.55. 7.55, like that. So with the Pythagoras theorem, it is not a must that each and every time we shall be computing the hypotenuse. You can be given the hypotenuse on one of the shorter side, so you can be able to apply the Pythagoras theorem to get the other side that is not given. We can apply this approach in real life scenarios. Like for example, you can be told a boy you are given a statement like a boy 3 meters tall can cast a, a shadow of 8 meters. Find the distance from the top of the head to the tip of the shadow. So we have got a boy here who is standing, and his shadow is actually like this here. So the tip of the shadow is here, the head of this boy is here. Now we are calculating the direct distance from the top of the head to the tip of the shadow, which is this. So the assumption we make here is that when the boy is standing, is going to make an angle of 90 degrees with the ground. And therefore, if this boy is 3 meters tall and the shadow is 8 meters, we can be able now to get this distance from the tip of the shadow to the head of the boy, and we can say therefore like this is our hypotenuse, and we say therefore hypotenuse squared is equals to 3 squared plus 8 squared. So h squared is equals to 9 plus 64. H squared is equals to 73. So h is going to be equal to the square root of 73, which will be given by what? The square root of 73 gives us 8.54. So we have this as 8.54 meters because the other units were in meters. So you can be able to apply the Pythagoras theorem in the real life scenarios depending on what you are given. So, but note this, Pythagoras theorem is only applicable in right angled triangle. If the triangle is not right angled triangle, we cannot apply it. So can you find the more questions that I've supplied you in the lesson notes, and then you can be able to try and you will give me the feedback if you were able to do it or not. Thank you.